Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. The weekend is almost here. Well, I just wanted to hop on really, really quick today. Yes, I've been missing you guys too. It's just been a very busy time for me. I am trying to do it all and get it all done, and it's been crazy. It's been crazy. But that said, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys really, really quick about, of course, Operation Night Mixer. I will be posting excerpts in my, I love to do the electronic reads in my podcast, my fireside chat, which is now Spotify. Anchor is now Spotify, a part of the Spotify division. But is he not hot? 5 full chili peppers on this one, guys. 5 full chili peppers. 5. That's all my romantic suspense guys are going to be hotties. But come this summer, some of the shirts are going back on. And you all know, my baby, my boo boo, my boo boo. Only because I know him. The cover guy, Brian, is just the guy next door and the sweetheart. Let me tell you guys, I think that everyone is thinking because this book, the beginning, reads like an action packed military movie, or, it's supposed to be, it's romantic suspense. This is a hottie, 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 3.5 to 4 chili peppers. I kid you not. You have little sky clubs and mile high clubs and a bit of menage a trois thrown into the mix. This is really, really a hot book. And I love what Terry A. Wilson did to the book. She did that. You have to forgive my hand. I'm losing a lot of feeling in it. I can barely feel. Very pretty, very elegant, but very masculine. We kept the masculine and a little of the feminine touches. And I just love this. And I like to take you guys as readers into my character's psyche. So there you go. You can see for yourself. It's just and it's not a quick read, but you can read it pretty fast. You're not going to want to put it down anyway, because I tell you, they go from mile high clubs to sky high clubs like that. But I keep I keep taunting and teasing you guys about the tower, the observation deck. That scene is amazing. It is powerful and amazing. Trust me. Sorry. And now, last but not least, everybody's trying to call. I'm in my office downstairs. Make sure I don't have this upside down. There you go. The naughty colonel from across the way. And I tell you, in the back, it's me, of course. Serendipity, she did the do on that one. Inside. Katerina. She brought the mess in this book. She's the narrator. She's narrating the story. And she's just going on and how she needs to get Lieutenant Colonel Pacelli straight, L straight, because what they're doing, because, they belong to others, I put it that way, but things weren't going so great. They're both disenchanted. You understand the storyline. However, Plot twist. Katerina comes out of nowhere. She basically, literally sells them out. Um, it's not so much what she does, it's how she does it, and it's she brings the mess up. I don't want to spoil it too much for readers who haven't read it yet, because now there's interest, there's momentum. The Naughty Colonel Across the Way is a fast read, but is a fiery, hot read. That barn, that barn scene and that tub scene is like, it's fire. It's total fire. That's why I'm burning candles as the theme. There are so many fiery moments and plot twists in these books, especially Operation Night Mixer. Operation Night Mixer is as close as I'll come to this book being a possible romantic suspense thriller. Bottom line. Don't you just love those? So, guys, I'm telling you, you're going to want to get these books, and they are a great read. Now, Passage from Decadence, as you know, is my full blown novel. And I tell you what, this is, I would say, contemporary women's fiction, chick lit meets urban lit meets romantic suspense all in one book. Because you ain't got 51 shades, you ain't got 50 shades in this one. You got 100 shades of gray, red, red. Every door is going to be red or should be red in this book. And it's a powerful read. But guys, check this out. Let me get all this yuckity yuck. I thought I got everything out of here. I got my little notes. Terry A. Wilson did the artwork and the um, Jesus Christ, I always get brain fog, guys. She just did the do. She put this. She put it together. You have to give it to her. Every chapter hit her. She just did it. I just love the way she put this book together. And she also helped with a bit of the editing here. She did most of the line editing. And listen to this. Oh my God. When Summer First Class Stella Ann and Bart goes to lunch, it's chapter 5, Invitation to Sunday Brunch. This is the powwow they actually had in front of everybody, because all my books are based on actual people. They had this little powwow in front of everyone, and they weren't afraid worth of anything. And they literally went for blows during this little powwow all over some hoochie who, I don't know. Bart had this thing, guys. We loved him. We loved him. But he just kept, like I say, that satellite of back in the day, in our era, when we were young, they would have been more like flower children or hippie chicks. And they just love that, he's a baller. He's a baller. We know Michael Vick. We know Michael Vick. Don't nobody care about Michael Vick. Love the way he played. That's our boy. Miss him, etc., etc. But Bart and Stella Ann were going to blows about. But we warned Stella Ann about that boy. Bart, he's wonderful, great to hang out with, but you can't. He the type of guy you can't take him seriously. You can't take him serious at all. Point blank. And I mean that. But that said, it is a powerful read. It is a lengthy read because there are going to be moments when you're going to want to throw this book across the room because you're going to be so angry at Stella Ann. You're going to be so angry at Bart. And then there are going to be moments you are going to literally feel as if someone just kicked you in the gut as well. But it is either way, it is a great read because, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a good writer. I'm a great writer. I can come up with some great storylines because I've seen this stuff up close and personal. It's just now, not everybody's going to like your writing. I know that. And I've had some people, why are you always writing about this? Why are you writing all about that? Well, first of all, I'm a veteran, so of course I'm going to have to write it from romantic suspense because these are vets that I'm talking about. People I know, vets, we are a very gregarious bunch. And when I say that, what I mean is, when I say this, I mean this to say that we matriculate towards each other. We understand each other. We're not trying to run from each other. Actually, most of the times we're trying to run towards each other. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And veterans, when veterans hook up, that makes for fiery. There's never a dull moment when two vets are involved. I can assure you. I'm not saying all veteran to veteran relationships work out. I'm saying most of the time they do. That's just a fact. But that said, guys, it's been crazy. You're going to love. You're going to love. There's something to love for every reader in all of my books. However, we are doing a change up. We are doing a change up. Now, my next two stories, we are coming with Elle of the Ball. We simply have to, it's the ending because I don't want to. Elle of the Ball is a 3-part series, even though it's from the Mistress Elle Chronicles. Elle of the Ball is going to be, this particular series, we're going to make it the Chronicles 2, where Elle of the Ball, it'll be Elle of the Ball, Elle of the Iron Fall, Elle of the Iron Wall. No, 4, I take that back, because that's going to take you into, the second book takes you into the Iron Gazelle / Iron Magnolia. And it's all centered around the Russian mob and covert affairs, etc., etc. But it's going to be very heartfelt. And these are these are going to be short stories. I'd say 7 to 12, maybe 13 beats. I love the number 13 for a reason. It's a lucky number. But that said, there's a reason we want to keep Elle of the Ball and Elle of the Iron Fall all together and separate. I can't give that spoiler away because it's in the hands of the editor as we speak. We just had to go back and cut, pull, cut, because when you're doing short stories, you can't put as many, I'd say, outside storylines into a short story. Readers will get lost. You have to go straight to the point. Okay, this is cut and chop, cut and dry. This is how it started. This is where it began. Plot twist, boom. Plot twist, boom. I'm always going to give you I'd say a tiny plot twist in the towards the ending of the first part, because I always break my books into first, second, and third. Period. That's just because I have the craziest brain fog, guys. I have to keep up with that. But by the second part of the book, we're full blown. Guns are blazing, the action's happening, the passion's happening. Your readers will feel as though they're watching a full on movie, something from Netflix or in the theater. And that's the point of a good storyline, or rather a great storyline. And I've had some editors complain that, you repeat this all the time. I write the way I speak. I'm writing about espionage and soldiers. Soldiers will repeat this. Get your act together. Dress right, dress the situation right now. There are certain terms we use because they are with us, and we use them in our everyday lives. Because I'm always saying, either get yourself together or find that corner over there where you can go and un-F yourself or something of that nature. That is why I repeat, because I'm writing this from a soldier's perspective, from the vision that I've seen and know, period. So please understand that and forgive that. Well, I don't need anyone to forgive it. I'm just saying, I ain't asking forgiveness for that because it fits into the storyline, period. But I want readers who's never served or understand that to get it now from me, straight from the author's mouth, and that's it. And next, I do write like a guy. I'm not a oh my God, my heart, be still, my heart. No, my heart struck a beat. I had to keep it moving. But that's sad. I mean, I can write passion. I can write passion. That's why I say this is my romance, the romance genre, romantic suspense, adventure romance. That is my wheelhouse because I am an incurable romantic by nature because I love to love. But that said, I'm sorry, I have to keep an eye on those dogs. I haven't put down any snake away, not to segue. And the grass is high, and I need to look. What are you looking at? Because I can't. No more copperhead bites, please. But ladies and gentlemen, these books are going to be powerful. And of course, I have my yes, reveal time, reveal time, reveal time. I've been posting, and teasing and teasing and teasing. That manuscript is in the hands of the editor as we speak. We're wrapping it up. She's something. She ain't nothing to play with. But that said, we're wrapping up the Chronicles of a Lady Spy. We had to do some change ups because I had I had 3 betas give me 3 different reasons to change it up, so I changed it up. And I remember when you're reading my books, they're not going to be like, they will not be likened to most of the romantic suspense books you guys are used to. Because remember, I'm a Southern traditionalist, I'm also an existentialist. So I write more from I won't say total masculine point of view. It's not that the love is removed, it's just all the frou-frou extra stuff and the extra craziness. That's not, I have to remove all of that. Because none of my characters will need, none of my female characters are ever going to need a male figure to make them feel confident or maybe make them feel better, make them feel groovy, but never confident. The confidence will always be pre-built into the custom into my character's personality, no matter what. And as my character's arc, I like to take my I never like to really clash my patriarchal and matriarchal arcs. I like for them to just meet. You know, I give them I like to give them a little conflict because I've seen a little conflict between men and women. But that said, I keep the action going and power going, move, boom, 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 boom. Because in one of the scenes coming up in the Lady Spy Chronicles, there's a really bloodbath scene, and it's just chapter two, period. But readers, and I'm sorry, no spoilers, are going to wonder how did he go from boop, boop, boop to down to this into a firefight on the side of a mountain. And it's just, and from there the story just goes. And then you have these scenes where they're coming together and you think they're about to hook up. Oh, this is about to get hot, 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 and boom, nothing. But I had to change that up so you as readers wouldn't come to expect that type of plot twist in all my books, to show you that I do have the talent to do that and I know how to do this. Plus, I'm writing from actual events. Truth is stranger than fiction, ladies and gentlemen. Believe that. It really is. So, that said, another one of my favorite sayings, you always hear me, well, that said, on and on and on, because this is the way I used to teach. I can't help that. And I used to train my students when I was in the military, or trainees when I was in the military, when I was doing training on the job. I would always say, well, that said, you know what to do. Take a pencil, put a star by it, put a highlight by it. Why? Because you will see it again. And it got to the point that I would say so much that they would tease me and like, we know, because we will see it again, which is the purpose of saying those, keeping those statements in repetition, because it stays with the reader. And they don't forget, well, I know what author this is. I know who that is without having to even think about it. And that's personal for me. But writing, I love to write because as you guys know, I can't say it enough. I have brain fog so bad, but I'm telling you, if you've been through, I've had enough meds pumped into me and steroids pumped into me. I could bring peace to the Middle East right about now. And that's the truth. He didn't do one knee the other day, y'all. He did both knees. I was like, oh my God. And it never hurts going in. You know, that did not sound right. But afterwards, you know, I'm like, Jesus Christ. And for about 3 or 4 days, when they pump that steroid in you, you're going to feel like the uh, Energizer freaking bunny. And then you're going to plummet to the ground because you're going to start hurting all over again. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, enough about me. I just want to say you're going to love you're going to love Chronicles of a Lady Spy. You really are. Just as you will love the Mistress L Chronicles. Because the Mistress L Chronicles, if you really take the time to read it, get into the story, you're going to be fascinated. I say, especially with Operation Night Mixer, the way Operation Night Mixer opens up, you will never know that this is also a story of passion. This tells, and I don't mind giving away this plot twist. Can you imagine coming home on a plane You're coming from the Middle East. And as with many soldiers, when we're returning to the States from being overseas or anywhere, you don't know what you're going to be met with when you get home. Am I going to be met with love, or am I going to be met with a bunch of, you didn't write enough, you didn't send money enough, who were you with? I called you at night sometime you weren't there. We're in the middle of something. It's called, I think, Desert Shield, Desert Storm. I think Operation Just Cause. I'm thinking, this 101st. We gotta go. I can't tell you where we're going, what we're doing, whatever. Communications gotta go. We're out. And I wanted to put all of those emotions in the book because these are our traumas. These incidences are traumas that we had to bury so deep down inside of us in order to serve our country to the best of our ability. So it is not a wonder that once we return home or wherever, they're still with us. This is it's like an amoeba in the brain. It's just there. There's nothing we can do about it. But I wanted you, as the reader, to get so deep into the character's psyche, to understand him, and to understand that PTSD is not a one-all fit-all. People deal with PTSD differently. You would never know that I had severe trauma. No one would ever know, because it's there. And I love when people say, "Oh wow, you know, I would never know that about you." Why not? I can have PTSD and trauma just like I'm mild to severe, like anybody else. I mean, moderate to severe, like anyone else. I just don't. Not everyone is trying to swing from the rafters, shoot themselves, or kill themselves. By that point, I believe that's That's a different type of PTSD. PTSD that they haven't figured out how to treat that yet. Not really. But people have seen some things. You don't always have to be in a combat zone, ladies and gentlemen, to see some things. I'll put it that way. I mean, we saw some stuff now. Please don't. I won't take that from any soldier, anybody. But I want you to understand, and I put all of that in this book. How the PTSD affects his life, but yet he still remained this rod and steel for Elle. He knew her better than anybody, her family, her ex-husband, her ex-boyfriend, the whole 9 yards. He knew straight away how to deal with her and how to bring her back from oblivion, I'll put it that way, or keep her from going into that rabbit hole. I mean, he took her to a rabbit hole, but it was a rabbit hole of a whole different nature. But Elle was the same rod and steel for him. So their character arcs sort of lock together. However, I won't say the problem with King, so I'm first class King because Elle outranked King. She was the first sergeant and he was sergeant E7, promotable, almost a master sergeant, etc. But that said, however, he was sent into more war zone, more dangerous places. He worked with mercenaries. That's all I'm going to say about that. But picture this. He's on his way home. He's on the airplane with tears rolling down his face because he doesn't know if his wife is going to let him see his children or not, because she's still bitter because he joined the military. She felt he chose the military over him. King was a patriot. He joined the military 3 days after 9/11. He signed up. I got chill bumps on my arms. I got real, I don't know if you can see them. Those are chill bumps you can see on my arms. That's somebody you stand by. And she needed to get her, she needed the corner so she could un-F herself, dress right, dress herself. He wanted to go serve. He was ready to go and serve. And she used those. He loved his children. He loved his children. He loved those girls like nothing you wouldn't believe. But she used them as play toys to taunt him. He just couldn't get over it, I'll put it that way. So he's carrying a lot. But the passenger sitting next to him on the plane reaches in her purse, pulls out her napkins, give it to King, gets up, and politely goes sit in another seat to give him time to pull himself together. I'm sorry. Every time he and I talk about that story, you know, it's a similar story. It just happens far too often for us. So children should never be used as a bargaining chip for anything. That is horrible, especially when you're trying to serve your country to the best of your ability, and then to have to ex- experience something like that. It's tough. I'm sorry. Um, but on a lighter note, King and Elle were equally matched because she was angry with him about a lot of things too, but they were absolutely the exceptional, very best friends. And there is a scene where they get into it where Elle says the wrong thing and King literally chokes, literally has his hand on her windpipe. Elle raises both her feet, kicked him, knocked the wind out of him. He hit the wall. And she told him, "You forget I saved your ass more than you saved mine." And November, another battle buddy of ours, and I laugh about that a lot. I'm sorry, guys. King was a special kind of guy. He was a special kind of soldier, and he did not deserve what he got. But anyway, he he's a decorated soldier, Purple Heart, you name it, he has it, and all types of rewards. And he's a real stand up character. So, but so is Elle. That's why the Mistress Elle Chronicles, the Mistress Elle chronicles Elle's entire life and history, especially with officers and generals, um, throughout her military career. So, and it spans a lifetime. So it's just an interesting story, very interesting storyline. And the reason we call it the Mistress Elle stories is because they always called her Mistress. That's Mistress Elle there. That's not Soldier so and so. That's not First Sergeant so and so. That's Mistress Elle there. And they didn't mean mistress as in side piece mistress. They meant mistress as in Duchess, King, Queen, Viscountess, something of that nature. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Elle was tough as nails. She was a tough cookie. The things that girl taught us, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to. I'm just too upset. Mm. It's amazing what triggers us. It's it's hot toddy time. I'm not gonna let you see it, but I need to mix something in this coffee because thinking about that just got me. Because every time that boy talk about that plane ride home and how scared he was, it's something. But I say this to say this is just how powerful these storylines are. Sometimes I have to go back and read and read and read over and over. I drive my editor Lily. I drove her nuts. Mm. And Mary editing these books for me because I go back and go back. Like, you changed this. I'm like, yeah, I just had to add that extra, and because I'm writing from memory. That's why I'm such a panzer. I'm writing from what I've seen, and sometimes you forget an incident or whatever, and I have to put it in there, and it's all in here. Now, the ending is more on the level of a thriller. It is definitely 5, maybe 5.5 chili peppers. It is dark. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, but we had to write it the way it happened. Um, Powerful stuff. These books, ladies and gentlemen, are great reads. This is a powerful book. This is a powerful book. Now, in the Naughty Colonel, he was naughty, naughty, naughty. But there's a scene, and I'm just going to give you guys this extra spoiler. Elle was in a combat reserve unit, combat hospital. They went from field hospital. You know, in the military, when you go from field hospital to combat hospital, your ass is getting ready to go somewhere, okay? That means that tells you that they're giving you time to get your life in order. But that said, Colonel Patelli knew he was wrong for putting that girl on the spot. But he had a serious situation going on, and he had to hide it from his wife, colleagues, fellow soldiers, and the soldiers who worked under him, and especially the brass, because I mean he was around enough brass they could have blown the Star Spangled Banner with no and not miss a beat. But by her having nursing, respiratory background, field hospital, combat hospital background, she was the only one he could rely on, knowing full well he was wrong because that girl was engaged. That's the only angst I had with Patelli, was he was wrong for putting her in that. But if you know anything about Lieutenant Colonel Patelli, no is not a word you want to use around him often, but you know that you must. And it's very, very, because he's asked me on occasion to, I'm like, I can't take them. You got to take those papers up there. No, you're going up there anyway. You're going up there for your commander. You can go up there for me and just, slide this in. I am not going to end up on CNN, ESPN, or any of those ends trying to, not ESPN, but C-SPAN, trying to explain why I got those papers in my hand and how did it end up putting it. No, no, no. Maximum range of that, sir, is 0. You write me up right now. Come on, you can do this for me. Come on, you can do this for me. Now, one time I did break down, and I'm like, if I get caught, you ain't got to worry about the arm. I said, because I'm going to beat your ass. I said, oh, I sure did. I told the colonel that I didn't care. They'll tell you I didn't care. I wasn't afraid of none of them. None of you. None of you. But that's how I was, man. I was one of those gung-ho, crazy soldiers. That's what's wrong with me now. I tripped in basic training, and instead of going home, I stayed. I stayed. But they didn't offer for me to go home, and I didn't beg. And I'm thinking I'm doing something. I'm going all the way. I finished basic training in 4-degree weather on crutches on bivouac in a cast after they removed 4 wisdom teeth in the winter I don't know if you know what that feels like, but every time that wind pick up, it goes straight through your mouth. And all they gave me was 72-hour quarter. That means 3 days. That's it. I was back in the saddle. And it wasn't even 3 days because while I was there in the building, we had to clean the latrines with toothbrushes. So I paid my dues. But I ain't the only one. There's so many of us, just like me. I'm not the only soldier who was injured. I was just the only fool that kept going on crutches. But that said, I was serving my country. I wasn't about to give up. And I come from a long line of soldiers, so that's how it was. But that's why I say, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen, I write what I've seen. That's why I keep notes. I got notes. I got notes in here like crazy. But I'm a panzer because I'm writing from what I've seen, not from what somebody told me. I'm seeing this up close and personal. This is what I know. And I always, I would always tell the characters I write about, I'm going to write your story. Of course, I'm going to change your name, but I'm going to write your story. Except for King. You will do no such thing. I'm the king. Boy, you a mess is what you are. But that said, read the book, get the book, get the books, get the books. Then you'll understand. Then you're really going to want to ask me some questions. Someone suggested, excuse me, that I do a Q&A, but y'all be missing. That's why I want to do no Q&A, because I do not want to be asked a question I do not want to answer. But maybe I may just step out on faith, or just get the courage, get the woo-ha to do it. But I promise you, you will enjoy these books. You will enjoy these books, and especially once you get into now with the Naughty Colonel from Across the Way. We give you the mess up front. We bring the noise. Katarina bring the mess. And most readers were thinking one thing about Katarina. When they learned another, I'm getting, how could you do that? How could you do that? Now, how could she do that? That's what you need to. That you No, that's the wrong statement. That is the wrong statement. You're asking the you're asking the wrong person the wrong question. Katerina became what we call a clear and present danger, because the sequel to The Naughty Colonel from Across the Way will be out in the fall. And also, the sequel to Operation Night Mixer will be out in August, if all goes well. And that's Operation Moonlight Mixer, where El and his brother have to team up. And it's on and on and on and on. But I told you, the series, romantic suspense, I can write that. Boom, 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 boom. No problem. And I know some readers, betas, arcs are starting to have problems with the passion scenes, the darkness. I think that I have one more book, Winter Captives, from the El Chronicles of El. That's as dark as we're going to go, because this was a little disturbing to me. The ending for Operation Night Mixer. We really had to tone down the depth of the darkness, but we had to give it to you straight, and we had to give it to you in the manner in which it happened. But that said, ladies and gentlemen, get the books, get the books, get the books. And I will be pre-selling um damn it, um Commander Leon's, um the introductory book into the Chronicles of a Lady Spy, because this is another collaboration with me Mr. Alex Cuban is writing with me now, who's now with the Smoking Glass Literary Bar, our team. So, which is another thing that's taking so long because when you're writing with a guy, especially one who's never served, they're going to give you a more interesting perspective. And we almost went for blows to the point where the editor had to get between us and give us, she gave us a timeout, a 2-day timeout. That was it. But the first introductory book into the Chronicles of a Lady Spy, of course, will be, it was going to be, I'm sorry, The Billionaire Mountaineer. Medicine starting to kick in. The Billionaire Mountaineer. But I felt that's too much masculinity coming at you at one time. So, since this is the Chronicles of a Lady Spy, let's start with the Lady Spy. And so that's what we're going to do for the change up. And we're going to start with Miss Commander Leone. Leone. It's not Lyon, as they say in France. And this is going to be a very powerful story. These are all short story novels, no more than 13, 14 beats. That's it. Now, my summer love story, or I'd say my summer love story because the first days of summer are coming up soon. I mean, spring. This will be a spring love story. Is going to be, and this is the reveal. That's why I kept you guys here for almost an hour. Centrifugal vibes. She vibed right. And it's my first romantic satirical love story ever. So that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Bless and thank you for everything, all the well wishes. And thank you all for the well wishes for my son and my family. Bless you for that. It is a very trying time for us. Love you. Have a great day. I promise you, I'll be back in the swing. Just hanging there with me. I'm trying to post as much as I can in the group. I haven't forgotten you guys or left you guys. I just want to grow the group slowly in the right way because still you have people sitting in the group just watching. No participation, nothing. Just, I see. And we understand what that's about. But some things you have to leave up to God and God themselves. So, love you guys, respect you guys, but value you guys even more and love engaging with you. Bless and thank you and have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Bye, guys.